everyone, welcome to Red Fox Sewing and Crafting, and welcome to my craft room. I'm Joanna. So last video we finally finished our folio, and now we are going to work on making this photo wallet. So I'm going to open it up to show you. You have a lot of room for pictures, and then there's a slit in the front that you slide in the top flap to keep it closed. To make this, you are going to need one 4x7, six 5 1/4 by 7, and one 7 by 10 3/4. On the 7 by 10 3/4 piece, on the 10 3/4 side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 3/4. Then you're going to flip it around and score at 4 3/4 and 5. And then for all of your 5 1/4 by 7 pieces, you are going to score at 1/2 inch. To make this, we're going to start with the 5 1/4 by 7 inch pieces. And all you're going to do is fold on the score line you made. And since this is an accordion fold, you're going to alternate between your tab going up and your tab going down. If you want, you can keep your tabs on the inside or put your tabs on the outside. It doesn't matter. I am going to take some score tape and put it along the 1/2 inch tab that I made. And let me grab my tool really quick. I'm just going to peel back the backing, take my glue, put a little bit on top, and then I'm going to take my first piece, or just one piece of my pieces, and just lay it right on top of the score tape underneath the score line, so that when you fold it over, it's not impeding on the score mark, so that it lays flat. Again, I'm going to take my score tape just on the 1/2 inch tab, take the backing off, Now, I'm using score tape. If you don't have any score tape or you don't like using score tape, you don't have to. This is just how I do it. I'm going to take my glue right on my score tape and then making sure that my tab is on the correct side. I am going to just line it up, and then again I'm going to fold it over on top the same way as the other one to make sure that it's on there properly. And then I'm going to fold it back on itself. I'm going to have paper on all of my, over all my tabs, so I'm not too worried about that. But if you are, you can certainly just put the tab on the side that's folding away from your piece so that the fold is on the edge of the previous paper instead of aligned with the edge of the previous paper like I have, but it's whatever you like. I'm going to attach all of my pieces together and then come back to show you the next step. So I finished gluing all of my 5 1/4 by 7 inch pieces, and now I have a very long accordion piece. Now I'm going to take my 7 by 3 1/4, or 10 by 3/4, by 7 by 10 3/4, and I'm going to just fold on all the score marks that I made. Just like so. Now, we have this extra 1/2 inch tab that we didn't put anything on from the first page that we put down. This is what we're going to put our 7 by 10 3/4 inch piece on. We're going to attach them together right here. And just like the accordion pages, a little bit of score tape, move the backing, so glue right on top, and then I'm just going to line it up very carefully, making sure that I'm not getting my other pieces stuck down. And then then you should just be able to flip your pages over just like so that it's like a book, kind of like this. And then it'll just fold over just like that, and then it'll close. Because we have a gusset right here and a gusset right here to accommodate for all your pages. So put this aside, and now we're going to work on the 4x7. So you are going to take your 4x7 piece and mark 1 inch down on both sides from the top. And then you are going to find the center along the bottom. So you have 2 marks up here and 1 mark down here. Take your craft knife or pair of scissors or whatever you want to use, and then you're just going to cut a straight line from one of your top marks all the way down to your center mark. So from your top to your center. Then you'll have a piece like this. And if you want to remove your pencil marks or whatever you used, you can. So I'm going to do that really quick here. Then we're going to bring in our folio, or wallet, and then we're going to glue our little flap to our last remaining tab, making sure that we're not gluing it onto the gusset, we're just gluing it to the 1/2 inch tab. And I'm just going to do it like all the others. Now to make the score mark, the cut on the photo wallet, first you need to cover this part where the envelope flap overlaps on both sides. So on this side and on this side. And it's going to be the part that connects your accordion fold to the bigger piece of the folio wallet. So the 7 by 10 3/4 inch piece. That's what you're going to cover on both sides. Now it's time to make the cut. So you're going to want to lay your piece flat, this side facing towards you. So it's going to be like this, and then you're going to open it up, making sure that you have your accordion fold at the top and everything else at the bottom. And then you're going to make a mark that is 1 5/8 from the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to fold this over so that I can see it a little better. And then I'm going to kind of line it up in the center, and then take my ruler and kind of eyeball the center of it, and then just make a tiny little line right there. And then I can open this up. And now, since I have that mark, I can make my cut. And I'm going to grab a slightly larger ruler for this part. So I'm going to sort of line up my photo wallet with the lines on my mat and line up my ruler to my wallet and my mat, making sure that it's as straight as possible. And then I'm going to take my crafting knife and I'm going to cut 2 inches, 1 inch above the mark and 1 inch below the mark, making sure that I cut through the mark that I made. And I'm going to cut all the way through to the other side. And since there's going to be at least 3 layers of paper, you're going to need to make a few passes. And now you should, sometimes it doesn't want to cut through, so you just carefully cut again. And since I made enough passes, I don't need my ruler anymore. But there, it's now fully cut through. So I should be able to fold this all the way back up and then slide to just be able to slide the flap into the little cut that I made. If you're having problems with it, just open it up again. Sometimes the knife didn't go all the way through. You might need to make a couple more passes, which is totally fine. But that 2 inches should be enough to fully let your piece through. And it might just take a few times to get it fully through, but there you have it. A photo wallet. Next week, I'm going to show you how to decorate a half composition notebook, or how I do it. And then that will be the completion of the folio and the optional things that I can add to it. So if you're making this or the folio, or if you're going to make the journal next week that we're going to be sharing, we would love to see it. So tag us. YouTube, it's at Red Fox Crafting, and Instagram, it's redfox_crafting. We would love to see all your creations that you make. Bye!